Welcome to the Daily Forex Market Analysis, and this is for trading on February 4th, 2020. Just a quick disclaimer before we get started. This is for educational purposes only. Trading is a risky business, so please be careful with your money. All right, as usual, we'll start off by taking a look at our calendar here. In terms of the news, we did see ISM manufacturing from the US, which was positive. Coming up here, in this session, we have Australian dollar cash rate and RBA statement. At this point, market is not expecting RBA to cut rates. Now, the question will be more about how are they reacting. So we have coronavirus issues going on, which has really impacted the Chinese economy. And there are other things. So because of that, we saw that Fed was concerned. So if RBA expresses concern around that, and they talk about impact from that to Australian economy, that could be negative for Australian dollar. So keep an eye on that. However, if they are not too concerned about it, then we could see Australian dollar go up as a result. So it would really be in the comments how they are viewing the market and what their forecast is. So coming up on Tuesday here, we have construction PMI numbers here for pound, but mainly not a ton here in terms of important data. In the afternoon here, we have employment data from New Zealand. New Zealand dollar has been weak as well. Both Australian dollar and New Zealand dollar has been weak because of the concerns with China, and we have seen them drop. So if the employment numbers are below expectations here, we could see this drop further. And then RBA Governor Lau speaking, his speech will have an impact on Australian dollar because this is where the participants will get a chance to actually ask him questions, and based on how he answers the questions and what he covers in his speech, that could make a difference for Australian dollar. So that's it for the news. So let's take a look at our charts. Oh, actually, another thing in coronavirus, we did see some comments out of China saying that US should not overreact to the virus outbreak, and they're looking for some support from the US in terms of finding a cure for that, and also some support in terms of monetary support as well. So overall, we'll see how that plays out. For now, there is no cure that they have been able to find yet. As soon as they find that, once that news comes out that they have been able to find a cure, we should see the yen crosses and equity markets all go up. So just keep an eye out for that. Okay, let's go on to the charts here. We'll start with euro dollar. With euro dollar here, we do have a bearish candle close. Price went into the support resistance level at 1.11 almost, and then we have seen a drop from there. So this is an important support resistance level. At this point, I would look for a further drop here. Bias is bearish. And part of this move up was also on Friday because of this whole Brexit situation. And it's always one of those buy the rumor, sell the news type of thing. And that's what we have seen here as well. So I am looking for price to drop further here. Bias is bearish. In this case, the first target would be 1.1020, or actually 1.1030. And then we're looking at 1.099, so 1.10. So bias is bearish, looking for price to come into the support level here for euro. Pound here, pound had a drop here as well, same thing, buy the rumor, sell the news here. So we saw that reversal of that move up. Now, bias is bearish, but keep in mind, price is into the support. This is where price has turned around several times. So if it doesn't break through this support level here, it could turn around once again, because it is still trading in that range. So this is the range price has been trading in. It's still there. So in order for this to continue downwards, we need to see a drop through the support level and backtest and a further move to the downside. So my bias is bearish. I am looking for a drop and looking for price to go lower. In terms of the target here, the first target is 1.2900, and then 1.2820 is the second target. So bias is bearish for pound dollar. Aussie dollar here, price has dropped quite a bit, and we are into some support where price has not been in quite some time. So it's a major support area. So this is where price has been turning around. Now, if we go back to our monthly chart, we'll be able to find some next levels here. So next target for, so bias is still to the downside, but I would be cautious here because it has dropped quite a bit. So we could get pullbacks, and it is into important support resistance level here. So having said that, it is still bearish. And at this point, as long as it stays below 0.67, almost 20, as long as it stays below that level, it is still bearish. So we could see a move higher, a pullback, and then a drop here. So next target here would be 0.66. So 0.6600. So in this case, the type of move I would look for will be a pullback, hold, and then drop here. So we need to see it stay below this level. Now, if RBA is positive, it can go up quickly. So keep that in mind. It could go all the way into this 0.6780 level. So that's something to watch. And if they're dovish, then we could see a quick drop in this as well. But overall, it has dropped quite a bit. So watch out for those pullbacks. It is into important support level, like I said. So when price displays those kind of moves, then generally we see that it can turn around. Overall bias to the downside, 0.6600 is the target. New Zealand dollar, this one has also dropped. Bias is still to the downside. The move today wasn't too big. So watch out for this one as well, because we have seen a big drop. We could see a pullback here as well. So that's something that we have to watch out for. Overall bias to the downside. Target here is 0.6390. First target is 0.6420 here, and then 0.6380. So bias is bearish for New Zealand dollar here as well. Next, we move on to dollar CAD. Dollar CAD has been going up with US dollar being strong. Today, we saw a big move to the upside. So bias is bullish here, looking for price to go up further. And next target here is 1.3320. So into this support resistance level. And that's a major support resistance level. So we could see price turn around there. So watch out for that. But for now, bias is bullish and target is 1.3350. In terms of the pullback, we could get a pullback into 1.3265. And then if it holds above, we could, I would look for price to go back and test the high there. So bias is bullish at this point for dollar CAD. All right, let's take a look at commodities now. Starting off with silver here, a big drop in silver, looking bearish here. We could get a pullback into 17.80. And then looking for a drop here. Now, it is into support. So this is where we see that price had moved up. So if it stays above 17.58, this one could go back, because this is the range that it's been trading in. It tried to go up, didn't maintain, it came back, tried to drop through, didn't maintain, and went back into the range. So it could go up from here and just stay range bound, but it could, once it drops through this support, next target would be 17.30, and then we are looking at 17.13. So overall bias is bearish, but just keep an eye on how it responds. If it stays below 1780, then I would look for a further drop here. So bias is bearish. Gold here, gold has also dropped. Big drop there. Next target here, so bias is bearish, looking for 1562, and this is where we have important support resistance level. So it could drop through here and then go back up, but if it does drop further, then we have room to the downside, 1545. So first target is 1562. I would be cautious at that level because it could go up further, but if it gets through, we're looking at 1545. Oil here, big drop in oil with the scare from coronavirus. All the commodities are taking a hit here, especially copper and oil. So still looking bearish. We had a big bearish move here. Next target is 48.20. So still looking bearish. And then we have copper here. Copper is sideways at the moment. For the last several days, it's been trading in this range, but this is a major support area. This is where price was stuck for quite some time. Sorry, this is where price has turned around many times. So it is a major support area. So if it doesn't go through, we could see a move higher. As we can see, this support resistance level is quite important. And we could see a pullback. We haven't really had any kind of a pullback here. It's just been one-way street. So we could see if it breaks through the high here, we could see it go higher into 2.56. But overall here, if it drops, then we have room to the downside. I would be cautious with copper because of the important support level. But should it break through that, 2.41 would be the next target. But like I said, be cautious. This may just go sideways here. So my bias is neutral, basically. So we may see one of these moves. And then let's take a look at Bitcoin here. Bitcoin kind of trading sideways. It retested the resistance level, couldn't make through. And now we do have a nice bearish candle close. So bias is bearish. 89.80 is the next target. And this is the important support resistance level because if it doesn't break through, this is a nice level that it can bounce from. But should it go through, then basically we would look for a price to come into this 8080 level. So for now, bias is bearish. Target is 89.80 and then 84.50. All right, equities here. Equities are trading in a range at the moment. We saw a drop on Friday. Today there was a pullback. In this case, what I'm looking for is this, for S&P 500, I'm looking for this 32.67 area. If price stays below this, we could get a further move to the downside. But overall, though, as we can see, it is in a range. So if it goes through the high of today's candle, then very likely it will go all the way to the top. But keep this, I would keep this 1.326567 area in mind. If it gets stuck below that, then we are likely to see a drop back towards the support at 3210 and then potentially into lower levels here. So the next one below that is 3180. So for now, I'm looking for move towards 3200 and then 3180, but it depends on 3265 level. Nasdaq here, this is sideways as well. Price has been trading in this range. Today we saw a bounce from the support, so this one could go higher, but it could also get stuck here. So this one could get stuck slightly higher here into 91.65-ish level, but it is trading in a range. So I'm neutral on this because it's likely that it will go and test the high of this range at 92.40 level. So neutral bias for Nasdaq as well. And Dow Jones here, this one also pulled back. So I'm looking for 28,650. If it stays below that, I will look for a further move to the downside because we have seen a drop, pull back, drop, pull back, drop, pull back, drop. So that's the type of move we could get here. Again, it depends on this 28,650. If it stays below that, then we're looking for price to drop. Now, should it go through, then this one is also likely to go test the high here. So for now, we have to watch this 28,650 level. And then the next target here would be 27,820. So overall bias is bearish, but watch out for some pullbacks here. And then DAX here, DAX is looking bearish. It is into support. And as we can see, price bounced off of this level previously. So now I am looking for a bearish move, but watch out for pullbacks because we have seen quite a drop. And after such a big drop, we generally see pullbacks. So watch out for pullbacks. And if we see that, if we see other indices pulling back, this will pull back too. In that case, I would look for 13,200 level here and then bounce back. So I'm looking for this type of a move for now. So neutral bias. Overall, this is bearish as well. And should it break through the support, we have 12,780 and then 12,650 as the next targets. And let's take a look at FTSE here. FTSE is also looking bearish. I will look for a pullback towards 73.80 level. And if it stays below that, looking for a further drop, 72.20 will be the first target. And then below that, we're looking at 71.20. So bearish bias for FTSE. And then last but not least, we have Nikkei here. Same thing, we saw price had moved, dropped from that resistance level. Now at this point, we're seeing pullback. Now it is into this support resistance level. So if it stays, if it can hold below 23,000, then we are likely to see a drop from there. Now, should it go through this 23,000, then I'm looking for it to go test the high at 23,400. So all the indices right now, it's just they're trying to find their rhythm. So with the drops, we have had multiple drops. So watch out for pullbacks, and we could see things move higher as a result of those pullbacks. But overall, though, overall bias still remains to the downside. So if it holds below 23,000, very likely that we are dropping or we'll see a drop. So in that case, the first target will be 22,620 and then 22,380. So watch out for that. Neutral bias for now. All right, so that's it for today. Have a great trading day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye for now.